Quiet on the set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take 1.
Action!
Let's just get right into it. The Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. It's a Disney Plus animated drop. It came out a couple days ago. They dropped the first 2 episodes. It's intertwined and highly connected. We can say within continuity to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is a animated extension, if you will. This is very common when they get insanely popular properties and they find another way to get more, because a lot of the people involved with the live action either are too expensive, they're just not available, but people want more. And this is the void that this is filling. Now, when we go through animation history, we can say the same thing was for Batman the Animated Series. It was to fill the void between movies. But here we go. We have this show getting attacked. It's really, it's somewhat of an onslaught. I keep seeing images of some of these race swapped characters, and I say race swapped with absolute clarity. We have Dr. Connor as I think she's Indian or African American woman. We have the Osborns now as African Americans, and the internet is just they're just going crazy. They're doing backflips, if you will. I just did a review of Kraven. So we have a couple different positions here. Number one, Kraven, if we were to go into a recently dropped episode, Kraven was the best interpretation of that character ever. If we're keepers of the flame, if you will, we want our legacy characters, even our legacy supporting characters, we want them to stay intact. We don't want them corrupted. We don't want them played with. Well, we want at least a visual of what's on the printed page to echo what's in front of our eyes in other media. Even if they do a stage production, we want Harry Osborn to be a white guy, right? Like, if it's on stage, make him white. That I fully understand, because I feel, maintaining these characters, it should be pinnacle. It should be the absolute top thing. But I want to say, I care about it. But I'm also not the one sharing these ridiculous memes and these comparison pictures. Kraven was the best version of that character we have ever seen, and I get it. It's not, right? It's not rooted on the printed page, but this, by the end of that movie, that's Kraven, through and through. That guy can hunt, and you believe it. You believe that he's a hunter. You believe that he's a killer. You believe that he's lethal. You believe it as a character. But what is the same audience that's rejecting the Spider-Man nonsense? Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man nonsense. That same audience that rejected Kraven, that forced that to become a box office disaster where it clearly didn't even deserve that fate. Couldn't even break even, aka Powders. This is the same audience saying you have to stay true to the printed page. You cannot race swap. You cannot race swap. That's number one. That is top level hypocrisy. That it's just backwards to me. Number two, why are we not discussing the level of animation here? Disney is the heart and soul and center of American animation, has been for 100 years. Fought off all competitors. We talk about that on weekends. We talk about Don Bluth a lot. We talk about the 2000s and how everyone industry as a collective pursued that young male teenage audience and absolutely failed, really leaving a door wide open for anime. We talk and we analyze these things. This level of animation that I see in X-Men 97, with what Warner Brothers is doing with these new DC movies, It's good when it's good, but it is, oh boy, is it choppy. When characters move lateral on screen, sometimes when they spin, sometimes if we're doing an aerial shot and we have individuals on the street and we're painting, we're moving that camera, it just looks fake. It doesn't look even in logic or in universe. It just pulls you out of it. This is a clear epidemic now in all of animation. Something is happening. The quality is just not there. That's number 2. No, number 3. Are we just not into what the stories are? Are we just moving on from the stories? Because the story here works. The story here is there. The things that they're setting up. Now, I can get nitpicky with the actual school and then how they get planted into Oscorp and somehow like guarantee, like, you know, like some of that. But yeah, I'm willing to let even some of that go because I just want more. I want more of the melodrama. I want more of these relationships getting built. And yeah, I want to feel that Peter Parker has his back against the wall, what you fully do in this. For 2 episodes, the story's there. And number 4. We love continuity. We like it when we know our creators and our even like our companies, our corporations, when they commit to the bit, when you know that they have some type of flow chart, some type of whiteboard, and someone says, "Hey, we can explain this DVD player that Peter Parker references to Tony Stark. Let's just have that be a part of this series." And that's the level of continuity that really made people fall in love with the MCU. The continuity, we say this a lot, the continuity creates hardcore readership. It really does. Hardcore audience. So we get something that's heavy in MCU continuity, which in a relatively realistically speaking, the MCU continuity is the continuity in Marvel, period. It's just, that's really what Marvel has. Marvel no longer has a in comic book continuity. But we get it here, and we can watch this series and then watch the movies. We can watch what this series is between and watch it all. And that's not good enough. So we kind of go back to this, you know, this meme culture, which wants you not to experience the show. I mean, we have some wonderful, great character design, incredible art direction. I love the colors for this, by the way, aka powders. I really do. The colors are fantastic. So with all of these things, and then we were hyper focused on some race swapping. And here's, you guys want 5 points? Let's do another. I'm brain dumping here, my AKA powders. Number 5. And this is the doozy too. Maybe this should have been number 1, at least number 2. I get it. You know, we want to maintain the flame, but when was the MCU Peter Parker? When was the MCU Spider-Man? When was that Spider-Man? I mean, from the very beginning, from Civil War on, there's criticism. I mean, there's real positioning against this just being a true alternate version of Spider-Man. This is not a ground-up retelling of the character. I mean, we have a bangable, attractive Marissa Tomei. We have her getting into a relationship with Froggy. We have no mention of Uncle Ben, maybe once. We have Peter Parker getting snapped away, dying in the arms of Tony Stark. We have there's just so much. We have the integration of Tony Stark and Peter Parker. I mean, we have all of these things. I mean, I get it too. Like he's trying to get out of high school. I guess the next movie he's gonna be in college, but he doesn't go to a normal high school. He goes to a MIT junior. So this is not Peter Parker from the beginning. So this is enough of a alternate version where I can say this is the MCU Spider-Man, and that's it. So there you go, AK Powders. 5 points, five big points to watch this freaking show and judge it on its story. Judge it on the story. And I think for 2 episodes now, I don't like micro dosing, micro dripping, episodic reviews. I like to watch the whole thing, get it in its entirety, the way it was intended. But for 2, we're good. We can keep going.
Okay, that's a wrap.